everything movie
Bring it on!
of the summer.
We're going!
Yeah, sounds right.
Disney and Pixar's Inside Out 2.
Riley was 13, entering high school after 2 years moving to San Francisco. Her emotions joy, sadness, fear, disgust, and anger now oversee a new aspect of Riley's mind known as her sense of self, which stores memories and feelings that shape her identity. Riley faced typical teenage struggles. New emotions began to appear on the scene. These weren't just random feelings, they were emotions that Riley had never dealt with before. The emotions discover that Riley now reacts unpredictably to any inputs they make.
Okay, let's clear it all out. It's demo day!
One day, things began to shift in headquarters. New control panels appeared, and even new rooms. It turned out that Riley was entering a new stage of her life, and her emotions needed to adapt. Joy, who was always trying to keep Riley happy, noticed something strange. There were new emotions appearing on the control panel. And not just any emotions, but ones they had never seen before.
I'm anxiety.
There was anxiety, a nervous and jittery emotion who kept imagining worst-case scenarios. Then came embarrassment, who blushed at every little awkward moment.
Bella? That's embarrassment.
Welcome to headquarters, Embarrassment.
Envy, always lurking in the background, was a green-eyed emotion who quietly took notice of the things others had that Riley didn't. Ennui was different from the other emotions. Dressed in muted colors, they represented a sense of boredom and weariness.
It's what you would call the boredom.
I'm Envy. Look at your hair. Oh yeah, not have taken over Riley's mind.
As Riley's life became more repetitive, school, homework, social pressures, Ennui often took over, making everything seem dull and unexciting. Joy struggled with this feeling the most, unsure of how to counter it. How could she make things exciting when Ennui had drained the fun out of everything? Envy made Riley feel jealous that her friends seemed to have more friends and attention. And Ennui? Well, Ennui just made everything feel like it wasn't worth the effort. Back at headquarters, Joy was getting frustrated. She was used to being the leader, the one in control, but now she had to share space with emotions she didn't understand. Anger was also annoyed. He didn't like Envy making Riley feel inadequate. Anxiety, determined that Riley needs to adapt to her older peers, pushes the sense of self to the back of Riley's mind and has joy, sadness, fear, anger, and disgust imprisoned in a memory vault. Anxiety then construct a new, anxiety-driven sense of self, and start to take over control of Riley's emotions. As Riley went through her teenage life, she faced more situations where envy and ennui began to take center stage. At school, she started to compare herself more often to her peers. Envy whispered in her ear about how other kids seemed happier, more successful, or more popular, and ennui drained her energy, making her feel like nothing was as fun or meaningful as it used to be. Then came a day that tested Riley's emotions like never before. She was at a school event where everyone seemed to be having fun, except her. Ennui was in full control, making her feel like everything was pointless. Meanwhile, sadness escapes the vault to return to headquarters, while the other emotions set out to retrieve Riley's old sense of self. Anxiety created sense of self been shaping a self-image of doubt and fear, which causes Riley to perform poorly at her final hockey tryout. She unintentionally injures Grace and ends up in the penalty box. Overwhelmed, anxiety loses control, causing Riley to have a panic attack. Joy found Riley's old sense of self buried beneath a pile of negative memories created by Joy's mechanism. In their attempt to retrieve it, they trigger an avalanche, which sends them back to headquarters but also releases the negative memories into Riley's current sense of self. As the original emotions return to headquarters with sadness and embarrassment, Joy confronts anxiety. Together, they dismantle the old sense of self, letting a new one form from Riley's blend of positive and negative memories. This new sense of self stabilizes Riley, helping her reconcile with Bree and Grace. Joy takes charge of the console as Riley. And so, Riley's story was one of learning to embrace all her emotions, recognizing that growing up isn't just about being happy, it's about feeling everything and learning from it. Thanks. Please like and subscribe for more movie recap.